Howdy, Zeb. You look... well.
Do you always put your hands on other people's things? Has my mind been set upon by shadows? I thought you dead.
Can't imagine why you think that. I've only been gone 4 years.
Oh, back from your little saunter then, are you? Head all cleared? I must say you took quite the perambulation. I hope you didn't wear out your rotation adapters.
Zeb, this is the commander I told you about. One in charge of the Horizon Point mission.
Ah, yes. The same commander who nobly ordered you to leave your colleague to perish under rubble. Not much use in arguing the point now, is there? Not for those left behind. So, you are keeping company these days. Just not mine. That would depend on what vision you have for Arcadia's future. Everyone seems to think they alone know what's best for this colony.
Look, I'm not just here to gas you up with empty apologies. I want to set things right between us.
Oh, now you want to help. Where were you when the war happened? Or when I was being carted off to mental refreshment? Where were you when I actually needed you?
I know I let you down before, but give me a chance to earn back your trust. There must be something I can lend you a hand with. I know you haven't given up the fight.
I haven't the time to patch your bleeding conscience, Niles. I'm in a situation that demands my full attention.
It's Baines. My team's been caught. Pharaoh and March are dead. Protectorate are holding the rest for interrogation. A ship is inbound to take us off-world, to the consul himself. I barely managed to evade capture. Damn it! It looks like the data went through, but there's something wrong with the connection. The cipher isn't transmitting...
Found her! You there! Step away from that terminal at once!
Audra? Fuck! It's all coming apart. That was one of my operatives. I organized a mission to infiltrate the Vox to acquire valuable intelligence. But obviously, something's gone wrong. Without that cipher, the intelligence is worthless. But I'm more concerned about my people at the moment. If you're sincere in your desire to help, prove it. Rescue my friends before that ship departs with them on board. Please.
I am. Without question.
Okay. If they're sending a ship, that means my people are being held on the Vox's landing pad. Use my call sign so they'll know you for an ally. I'm certain Niles remembers it. And do exercise discretion, as well as caution. The guards at the Vox won't hesitate to fire upon you, should you be discovered.
Not to worry. This is exactly the sort of thing we're trained to handle.
Yes, but the uniform doesn't stop bullets, as I'm sure you recall.
Good thing we know a doctor then.
Huh. Well, at least it's not shooting the water anymore. Visitors, huh? Just meandering about, free of any appointed minder? Not so sure I ought to be speaking with you. If you need someone to talk to hereabouts, I suggest you seek out Vigilant Hogarth. That tall, stately building back yonder is his domicile.
Hogarth. Milver Street reckons he's the key to converting this town. Let's bring him the good news of Auntie's choice, shall we?
Do hate to come off impolite. If you're so inclined, we can pick this up later, after you two confabulate. Word of the wise, despite what you might hear, we still consider ourselves part of the Protectorate. Anyone spots an outsider engaging in misdeeds might just open fire.
You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant.
Almost missed the routine certitude of my assigned profession.
We're all in this together.
The matriarch chose Eden because she recognized it as the perfect ecosystem.
Simply saying I'd rest easier if he'd been assigned to it. Originally. That generator goes, this town's finished.
A right shifty-looking individual, if you ask me.
Prudence dictates. We cherish all we have.
And the Sovereign devised the paradigm, a meticulously designed marvel where, if each of us does our part, produces glorious bounty for all. Naturally, sometimes challenges do arise.
The matriarch and sovereign chose Eden, the perfect ecotope as our home, and devised the paradigm as
Like those meddlesome
a
rats.
great way to maintain it.
The base individualists within Auntie's choice. Though don't fret, the system is resilient.
Greetings, non-protectorate wretches. With regret, I must inform you that those outside our glorious society may not take freely from our stocks, as our subjects do. However, I may offer you a limited selection of premium items for moderate respective fees.
But prudence dictates we
Initiating.
added zeal for now, just to offset any minor disruption.
Ah, appeared right out of the aether, just as I imagine our proud sentinels do. Like, here I am, your innermost thoughts are known to me, and nobody once hears from you again. Caught me reciting passages from a beacon to the cosmos, illustrating my steadfast fidelity. All subjects prosper under the guidance of our beneficent ruler, the Sovereign. That part always hits me directly. To quote my personal log, an essential passage, rightful and true. Charlton Weintrott.
All inhabitants are declared treasonous due to insufficient zeal in defense against seizure, sabotage, and/or manipulative indoctrinatory falsity.
Oh, it's that, homespun metaphor. The Protectorate as a happy, attentive family, the Sovereign smiling beneficently at the head of the table, all such, so forth and the like.
Everyone knows the paradigm epitomizes the pinnacle of social order.
Say, you are every bit you seem, yes? Thoroughly on the up and up and in no way a hidden agent? It is widely known that a sentinel is required to stand revealed before rendering judgment. Why, a plot point about that featured prominently in the latest episode of I, Red Cloak.
Of course you believe everything on the Aether Wave. I guess it would be stranger if you didn't swallow the propaganda, even if it does take some heavy dramatic license.
To guide them. Here on Eden, we all enjoy the full luxury the paradigm affords us.
Well, you appear to be far more fluent with Sentinel procedure than I. Veiled implication understood. If you'll excuse me, I best return to my work tasks. If you were a Sentinel, or in some Sentinel-adjacent role, I'd of course be honored to have you inspect my belongings. Unfortunately, my house is currently besieged by Crabbles. In any case, back to it.
Thank the Sovereign.
You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
Hans dictates that we watch our neighbors, but I may just invite him over to make it easier.
Glad the wireless told me that I'm happy and everything's splendid. I was tempted to feel sad after the ocean flooded my house.
I was sad for a moment because my house got submerged in the flooding. But then the wireless told me everything was splendid. Now I feel much, much better.
Right shifty-looking individual, if you ask me.
Species can unbalance even the most robust ecosystem, like those nettlesome raptidons, or the base individualists within Auntie's choice. Though don't fret, the system is resilient. The system abides. But now, more than ever, we must...
The wireless said that flooding Westport removed the dust that had been building up in our door frames. Plan, serve set progress, stay in the system.
Right now, the paradigm needs our houses underwater. Hopefully it'll need them dry again someday, but until then, it's a short swing down to your possessions.
Well, it's infected. Redstone arrives soon, we'll have to start cutting.
Word on the wireless is that Auntie's choice is years behind us sociologically. So they've started the war to grab any part of the paradigm that they can.
I wish everyone's neighbor Prudence was my actual...
You walked in here under your own steam and appear reasonably free of cuts, burns, or weeping lesions. So, I assume you're presently devoid of mortiferous injuries. Good. Because we've got more of that than we can handle. Don't suppose you have any medical supplies to spare, do you? That you might kindly consider donating? Oh, no thank you. Not looking for anything that does more harm than good. I have enough ailments to manage already. From what I've heard about Auntie's medicaments, might poison a patient or cause them to grow an extra head or something. Never know what they're testing out on you.
My extra parts aren't side effects. That's your implication. And anyhow, I should think some minor side effects would be preferable to dying.
Well, fear I've little time for idle chatter. If you'll excuse me, others do need my attention.
3D.
And the sovereign embodies and executes on it. Throughout history, human societies were constantly out of balance. Individualism ran rampant. Depletion of resources and lack of community led to terrible suffering.
Together. It is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to Westport, once a shining testament to protectorate excellence, now a picturesque example of the evils of corporatism. But where are my manners? We do not have much, but please let me offer you some victuals. Tut. I insist. Serving Unit 1. Something for the visitor at once?
Confirmative.
Perhaps you're wondering why I'd open my arms thusly for a stranger. Simple. As the guiding light for humankind, we always put our best foot forward, regardless of circumstance.
Bounty for all. Naturally, sometimes challenges do arise. We all know how invasive species can unbalance even the most robust ecosystem.
I believe something still can be done. This town can be saved, its people given a reprieve, were we to acquire the one thing vital to our existence: automech parts. What?
Comestibles served.
We of the Protectorate pride ourselves on our mech programming. Among the vigilant, it is even considered something of a sport. We are not miracle workers, however. Without parts to work with, we've no hope of remaking our mechs to do tasks beyond their initial functions. We need repair mechs, domestic mechs, not combat ones. Serving Unit 1 here is about as much as can be accomplished without replacement parts.
Daydreaming on the job? Mental refreshment centers are there to help you. Don't risk falling prey to imperfect thoughts.
We are of like minds. We lack not the skill to do so. Our wily chief mechanist can reprogram the mech, but not without parts. Unfortunately, we lack ready availability of said parts.
Record states as follows. All inhabitants are declared treasonous due to insufficient zeal in defense against seizure, sabotage, and/or manipulative.
Oh, you failed to hear the loudspeakers on the way in? The announcement we're obliged to repeat incessantly. Well, allow me to paraphrase. Protectorate law finds us guilty of treason on account of letting Westport fall prey to Auntie's choice saboteurs. Well, obviously, we've forsaken our duties as members of the Protectorate. It is incumbent upon us to fight to the death, yet we still live, as does our enemy. Now, either the Arbiters arrive to execute us, or this place falls under the vapid boot heel of Auntie's choice. No matter who wins, we cannot sustain ourselves here for long.
And lack of community led to terrible suffering. Poor dears didn't have the firm benevolence.
My linguistic embellishments are somewhat beside the point. This here's a matter of accountability. Responsibility was mine. Disgrace and judgment should be mine solely as well. My intention is to absolve my subjects of any and all such blame. I owe it to every single person here to try.
Or stressful. Food is nutritious and plentiful. We have everything we need. Prudence dictates we take a moment to rightly appreciate it all and thank.
That's abundantly kind of you, though there must be something I can offer.
You are the raw material for perfection. From the
Difficult place to saunter into. Station's off limits to anyone without the highest security clearance. For anyone lacking reason to be there, it's assured suicide. In exchange for the automech parts we need, I can provide you means to get inside. Never dream of such a proposal in days of reason and quietude. Yet such is the here and now we find ourselves in.
The pleasant atmosphere and rich natural resources represent a
Wonderful. My unavoidable march to the gallows feels lighter already. At least now my subjects will have a fleeting chance. The parts can be found at the Euphoria Coast Automech Repair Center to the south. But do not, under any circumstances, tell those stationed there why you need them. To get inside, you will need an access pass from the Ministry of Accuracy. Since we have all been marked as traitors, I cannot create one for you here. Farewell now.
nettles and raptidons, or the individualists within Auntie's
Well, look who it is. What is it? Speak your mind.
resilient. The system abides. But now, more than ever, we must all do our part to maintain.
Pshaw! I've no desire to speak of the current state of Fairfield, no less the Auntie's choice riffraff controlling it, or worse, any traitors who have flocked to their side. Why, I cannot fathom any of my people or I even contemplating defecting the Protectorate, let alone for that cesspool of inanity.
Gray gone astray? Book a stay today. Are you mentally refreshed?
Because we of the Protectorate believe in something. We dream, we aspire, together. Auntie's choice would replace amity and purpose with want. The endless, empty pursuit of nothing. But in the end, what I care about most is my people. The only thing they need, that all of us here need, are those automechanical parts. I would thank you to make haste retrieving them.
Our enemies envy our prosperity.
Nobody needs go anywhere, not when we can still save Westport. We of the Protectorate endure as one, regardless of any hardships we must face. It'd have to be catastrophically obvious this place was doomed, and incontrovertibly beyond my means to save it, before I'd even consider such a recourse.
And executes on it. Throughout history, human societies were constantly out of balance.
When I look outside, I see people who are hardy and resilient, who trust the paradigm, who understand prosperity will return with time and group effort. I have the aid of key pillars of our community, several persons of note and good character who stand with and by me, and our town still functions. Our automechs are still running, mostly. We have a generator to power them, fresh water, the reassuring voice of everyone's neighbor Prudence wafts from our loudspeakers.
Strenuous or stressful, food is nutritious and plentiful. We have everything we need. Prudence dictates we take a moment to rightly appreciate it all. And
Mock me if you must, but the matriarch herself made greatness out of little. I have a brighter future in mind for Westport, one you can help with, in fact, rather than dwelling on dark maybes and scenarios of worst imagining. What all of us need most here are those automechanical parts. Now please, make haste retrieving them. Farewell now.
chose Eden because she recognized it as.
Hey, Commander. Could I have a word with you real quick? I hope you're not seriously considering helping the Protectorate here. I know these folks seem on the down and out, but we're as like to do more harm than good by siding with them. Right. Okay. Well, if we do as Milverstreet's asked and convert the populace to Auntie's choice, they're more likely to get the care they need and not be sentenced to death. Milverstreet also promised us a way into the Vox. Oh, and a ritzy hat. Man drives a hard bargain. if he can be trusted. Given the condition of this place, I'd assume no shortage of willing spirits eager for a way out. But then, reason's sometimes hard to come by with the Protectorate. Before you make a decision one way or the other, let's ask around. See what the residents have to say. No use trying to lift up those attached to the muck.
Look who's back. Don't suppose you checked in with Vigilant Hogarth yet, eh? Oh, glad to hear. Probably sprung an important task on you afterwards, I'd wager. I mentioned to the Vigilant how I'd reset my chef mech to prepare meals to my liking. Next thing you know, he puts me in charge of repairing all the mechs in Westport. I mean, sure. All the underlying logic's the same, if you mull it over. I've been trained to run them big algae processing units, which are a fair amount more complex. It's just... subjects are expected to mind their assigned area and particular forte. So I was a mite taken aback. But I am happy to help the system abide any way I am able. I assume those are approved Protectorate announcements, correct? With everyone's neighbor prudence and the like? I mean, sorry. Of course they are. Loudspeaker control terminal is in the proclamation station a few structures over. One with the antenna. I suspect they go there. Not to indulge in idle talk, but things have been different around here of late. Not at all overwhelmed or terrified of dying, though, of course. The system abides. Much to do, truly. Toughest challenge now is upkeep of key apparatus. If that generator goes, for instance, doubt I have means to fix it. We lose power to charge our mechs, this place is done for. Final nail in the coffin, or similarly minded metaphor of your choosing. Not that the paradigm would allow that, of course. Curativist Row is a fine sword. Pillar of our community. Might impatient, sure, but with how busy she is, we'd all do well to respect her time. Watch out for that wine trot fellow. Talk your ear off if you let him. Kinda lonesome, but doesn't let anybody near his place for some reason. Even before the flooding. Everybody else? Decent enough, I guess. Well, mechs do all the heavy work for us in the Protectorate. Just like each of us, each type of mech has their assigned specialty. Takes a little doing, but you can readjust them. The combat mech can be reconfigured to oversee comestible distribution, for instance. Or mine or harvest crops. All you need is the know-how to retool their subroutines. And the right parts. Plenty of parts. Granted, reprogrammed mechs are never as efficient as those specially made for a role, but they get by, eventually, after a fashion. Even if I did ever fall prey to such treacherous whimsy, you think I'd be fool-headed enough to admit it to a stranger? Look like, I mean, void damn. Vigilant Hogarth's still here. No matter how bad it gets, keeps us going. Keeps us right. Folks like him prove the paradigm is aligned with the Architect's plan. Just gotta trust the rightful guidance of the Vigilance and the Sovereign.
All inhabitants are declared treasonous due to insufficient zeal
Funny. I reckon that's more true of them over in Fairfield. They love their substandard comestibles and lack of fellowship. Smacks a bit of conspicuous inveiglement to me. Sure feel sorry for them. Maybe someday after we, well, utterly crush their forces and disprove their bent philosophy, we can show them all a right, better way to live. What? Oh, yes. Goodbye.
Ecological network. To govern it, the matriarch, working with and through the sovereign, devised the paradigm, a meticulously designed
Outside.
where, if each of us does our part, produces glorious bounty for all. Naturally, sometimes
The Outlander I spoke with before. What brings you back around?
species can unbalance even the most robust.
Why, that's wonderful. I'm actually quite relieved a fellow customer like yourself somehow saw through my carefully maintained act. Others in Westport fail to perceive my true nature. I am hardly one of the herd around here. A reference you'll no doubt recognize from those keen Auntie's Choice commercials.
To maintain it. Keep doing your job with pride. Keep informing on your neighbors.
Ha! The same ones I immoderately reference. You likely guessed their influence right off, what with my assertive attitude and all. I laugh at danger. I hand make my own luck. That character is a revelation. You and I are just like him. Get up and go-getters. Say, did Auntie's Choice send you here? Don't fret. I am exceedingly skilled at keeping secrets.
Under protectorate law, we are bound to inform you that you have entered a
How I've waited to hear those words. Anything I might help with at present?
treasonous due to insufficient zeal in defense against seizure, sabotage, and
Really? What was he like? Bold? Assertive? With a wildly obstreperous theatrical air?
Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
An audacious proposal. Yet this place, despite its recent humidity, remains comfortable and familiar.
Designed it, and the sovereign embodies and executes on it throughout history. Human.
With a full case, I might gorge upon such sweet goodness morning, noon, and night. All right, hand it over. Oh, but what would vigilant Hogarth say? What would everyone say? I can scarcely imagine it. Abandoning my community only to satisfy my gastronomical urges and risk-taking attitude. No, I couldn't leave unless Hogarth ordered everyone to go.
We have community, purpose, time for recreation. We sleep well at night. Work isn't strenuous.
Righto! Well, you seem rather confident. Best of luck, I suppose. You are surely going to need it. Please inform me if, when, of course, you receive it. As a recent convertee to Auntie's Choice, I'd be honored to share my maverick individualist perspective. Well, I can tell you someone who thinks he's important. Pinckney. Ever since he became interim chief mechanist, he's been crying day and night about that generator. If anything happens to that thing, I worry for his mind.
The matriarch chose Eden because she recognized
Of course. Toodaloo!
ecosystem, the native flora and fauna, the pleasant atmosphere, and rich natural resources represent a fascinatingly complex ecological network. To govern it, the matriarch working with and
This is DB Milver Street of Fairfield with a special one-time free offer for all Protectorate subjects within and without earshot. What do I provide? Information.
I'm loath to admit it, but the enemy propaganda sure does sound delicious.
It's true. No computronic doodads, no permanent roles, just good old-fashioned free...
To inform on a neighbor is a blessing.
plan.
Princess.
Preserve such
I'm
progress.
still waiting for it. Thank you.
I know if it was healthy, the Sovereign would provide it. Purpleberry crush can both evil and have 110% of the chemicals and preservatives we need.
I guess the notion that unnamed chemicals are good for us is
Join us at Fairfield and sample our unique brand of autonomous self-determination for yourself. So, and get ready to think for yourself, choose for yourself, buy for yourself. With Auntie's Choice, your life will be transformed for the best.
Why choose just any choice when you could choose Auntie's Choice? Remember, Auntie knows best.
Salutations, Arcadia. Anti-Cleo here with a direct message to all Protectorate subjects listening in. don't want to sound like I'm questioning the paradise.
That didn't sound like prudence. Why, you got a right serious look in your eye. What happened? No, no, that's not... That's what that sound was? It exploded. Been trying not to fret unduly after every random little kaboom around here. Didn't realize it... That's it, I'm afraid. Just a matter of time before these automechs run out of power. Then it's good night, Westport. Whatever are all of us gonna do now? Nothing more I can do here, that's for sure. If it weren't for Vigilant Hogarth, I do believe I'd scupper off to... well, you know where. Yeah. You convince him, I'm in. But I owe him enough I wouldn't abandon him for nothing.
An easeful release from Arcadian allergens of all kinds. Use Falderall's mollifying and breathe. Once again, Falderall, the most trusted name in exo-anti-allergenics. Too much Spacers Ale. Try Anti's Choice Pepper Pills. Good for one.
Ready to wait for your command.
Trust the plan. Progress. The system.
People have been Hello again. Here to help? Or just being friendly? Hard to say, since I don't know any other way. We have more sense of community than other places, which I couldn't imagine getting by without. Before the invasion, automechs took care of most things. I had plenty of time for my interests. Forays into nature, socializing. Must say I do look forward to mealtime around here. Arcadian tenderloin in particular remains a favorite. Hard to find a bad meal in the Protectorate, though. You haven't heard? When Antis invaded, they broke the seawall, flooded nearly half the town below, where most of the domiciles were. A number of our subjects drowned. Others got concussed, or even crushed. A few were electrocuted or exposed to caustics. Took a while for our water purifier to catch up, so some drank tainted water, which is not good for you at all. I'm glad it's working again. Oh, we've all heard about Auntie's Choice grafting labs. Only cost you an arm and a leg. I do question their low-grade nostrums. Wireless says they were rushed to the market. Might make everybody worse, hop them up, and gender dependence. Protectorate curatives are of the highest quality. So, I thank you for your advice, ill-considered as it may be. In the meantime, don't suppose you have any medical supplies to spare, do you? That you might kindly consider donating? You scare something up, you know where I am.
That vacuous cacophony sets my teeth on edge. Ah, the itinerant stranger returns.
With a direct message to all Protectorate subjects listening in. I'm afraid you've been fed a lot of hooey about all of us at Auntie's.
Certainly. What would you like to know? Our society is built of layers, with the benevolent sovereign at the top. The vigilant are directly beneath him, supporting him, helping to enact the paradigm. We are also tasked with leading the rest of the subjects.
They say they offer you direction, meaning
There are varying degrees of vigilant leadership needed, depending on where in the hierarchy a subject may be. Why, even the sentinels rely on our guidance, regardless of their thoughts on the matter. But our true calling is to lead the lower classes, who are the beating heart of our society. I suppose when Auntie is eventually driven from our fair island, the sentinels will be coming for me, traitor that I am. Is there anything else?
never too late to rebrand and start anew. Join us. Embrace.
Thought you'd agreed to help us, not those corporate heathens. Not my favorite topic of discourse, but I do like the cut of your jib. Very well. State your piece.
Say, hold up there, friend. Watch out. That way's a minefield.
Ha! I laugh at danger. I'm a get-up-and-go-getter. Whoosh! That's the sound of me.
My people are prepared to die. As subjects of the Protectorate, we are born to give our lives to the Sovereign, whether he asks for them or not.
I wish I could be more like them.
Don't follow the herd. Eat Purpleberry Crunch by
Things are fine. Everyone's fine. They deserve better. Huh. They do, don't they? I've tried to tell myself it's better to die a subject of the Great Protectorate than live a life driven by freedom, but you may be right. Regardless, now that we're all traitors, they really don't need my permission, but if they want it, they shall have it. My former subjects are free to live an empty life with Auntie's Choice. I'll make an announcement. Order them to depart for Fairfield, but I will be staying.
Come to Fairfield, bastion of the weary, and join the
Should I? Haven't I failed them enough for one lifetime? No. I will stay here and loyally await the judgment I richly deserve.
The stamen of a typical Arcadian Titan flower, or Colossicus arum, is responsible for dumping several pounds of dander into the local atmosphere each pollination cycle.
Adherents are expected to hold firm to the end. Such is the degree of our devotion.
Native to the colony, and you have a recipe for gunky eye, goop lung, post-nasal flooding, and worse. Unless you've stockpiled Falderall's mollifying demulcent. And Arcadian allergens of all kinds. Use Falderon.
Oh, come now. I am a vigilant of the Protectorate. I have endured untold hardships, countless battles. What's a little Oh, it never stops. The tumult of duplicitous lies. You're right. I can't withstand this inane onslaught much longer alone. At least in Fairfield, I'll have company in adversity. Unsure how I'll endure such an empty existence. Perhaps, if I offer my old subjects periodic advice, our sense of community may somehow, despite the wiles of commercialism, remain.
And let electromagnetic waves bathe over you, exciting your molecules and curing
All right then. Suppose it's time to make my announcement.
night sweats and collectivism. Not recommended for longer than 1 second at a time. Not responsible for temporary or permanent damage to eyes, teeth, skin, or general lifespan. Ask your doctor if a walk-in and does...
Attention, everyone. Attention. I, Vigilant Ogden Hogarth, hereby do order all subjects under my command to abandon the settlement of Westport at the earliest possible juncture. Once there, you are to appeal to local authorities for citizenship with Auntie's choice.
I look forward to a new life of audacious self-determination and unregulated consumption.
This is a direct order from your vigilant and is
What do you think it'll be like in Fairfield? I admit to an unreasonable preponderance of emotion.
Most will join you shortly.
Most of it resembling the jitters.
Sentinel's ship would have departed by now.
You know how Sentinels are. They take their time with traitors and instigators.
Gloria, Arcadia, never to be outshone.
Let's hope the warriors. Amen.
Seeking cover. Contact lost. They hate liquidate for cover.
Back again. You again. I heard fighting. What's going on?
We're not Protectorate. We're your ticket out of this hotbox. Esculepe sent us.
Esculepe? Zeb sent you? Wait, you're Niles, aren't you? Count on Zeb to go as far as raising the dead to help. But it's too late. I gather you haven't noticed the bodies in the pen here.
Oh. The others don't look like they suffered easy deaths. What happened?
Montelli, damn him! He executed March and Pharaoh outright, ranting about traitors. Then the Consul Sentinel arrived to conduct a preliminary interrogation. She tortured us for information. The others didn't survive her enthusiasm for the work. I'm only here because the Consul wants someone brought back to him, alive. Lucky me. Thanks. Can't take all the credit, though. The Sentinel seemed spent by the time she got to me. Wore herself out on the others, I guess. Quick, though, before I forget or we're interrupted, I memorized the cipher. It's 02519W. Should help Zeb decode the intelligence we sent him a whole lot faster. Please don't think me ungrateful for your efforts, but I'm not going anywhere.
If you're too hurt to walk, I'm sure the commander and I could...
No, it's not that. I need the Sentinel to take me onto that transport. I want her to think she's won. And then, just as we leave orbit, I'm going to blow her pretty ship to pieces.
That might just be the most ruthless bait and switch I ever heard. Your friends ought to be proud.
Thanks. Funny what ideas come into your head after losing a molar. I'm no martyr. If there was another way to protect Zebulon and our cell, I'd take it. But if I escape, the Protectorate will pursue me, and everyone I care about will be in danger. I'll make it look like an accident. Mechanical failure. When I was being tortured, I saw some frayed wires near the fuel system. With the right spark, I think I can ignite it.
You know your stuff, Commander. I was just about to point out the same problem.
What do you propose, then?
Not blowing yourself up, for starters.
You know how relentless the Protectorate is. But if I die, that's the end of it. The Consul will turn his attention elsewhere, and our cause can continue in the shadows. Please, if you can help me sabotage the transport, then help me. We don't have much time.
Might be I could sabotage the transport from the outside. Make it look like negligent maintenance. What do you think, Commander? Yes, Commander. Stay put. Shouldn't take me too long. Done. Won't go into the particulars, but you can trust that ship will blow the moment it hits orbit.
Excellent work. I see why Zebulon liked having you around. I'd say I won't forget how you've helped me, but, well, you know. Tell Zeb what happened, won't you? That it was my decision. And I was at peace with it. The bravest thing I ever did was start thinking for myself. Everything else after that's been easy.
Good luck, Audra.
Likewise. And thank you both again.
Prisoner 34989-393A. Involved in
Oh, thank the stars. I was sure that was the end of me. Thank you for saving me. I wish I could return your kindness in some capacity, but I left everything behind when I fled. Though you're most welcome to my old Protectorate equipment on that ledge. I won't require any of it from here on out. That part of my life is behind me for good, it seems. The commander of the base to the east, Brigadier Montelli, has gone mad. He's executing loyal subjects as traitors on a whim, without even a mention of refreshment. He claims his actions are in the name of the Sovereign, but nothing he does is in alignment with the paradigm. He's obviously ill and needs to be removed. My partner and I are loyal subjects of the Protectorate, but we were forced to flee after pointing out the obvious. Is everyone so oblivious that they can't see what is going on? I was to meet my partner in a cave to the northwest of here. We were going to hide until the current Montelli crisis has been resolved. I fled Montelli, but I'm still loyal. Once I stop shaking, I'll continue on my way. Thank you again, stranger. I owe you my life.
Here's the station now.
Relax. They're the ones who saved me.
Huh? What's that noise? Thank you for saving me. From what Briggs has told me, that's 2 we owe you now. Of course. Sorry to have been a burden. Please take these with you by way of a thank you and as an apology for being such a burden.
You've saved me twice now. If there's anything I can ever do for you, friend, you've but to inform me. It's not much, but please, take this with you.
Time to learn my commission.
That was a close one. Thank the Sovereign.
Let this log serve as a record of the fact that Sentry's first-class Briggs and Jakes are both still loyal to the Protectorate and the Sovereign, despite their acts of desertion. The mental state of Brigadier Montelli has been rapidly degrading over the past few months, and the Vox relay station is no longer safe for even the most loyal subjects.
like a fight.
Initially, we assumed he was simply being overly cautious. Unnecessary.
Fingerprint's still tight! Hey, got a distraction for you!
Ah, you finally arrived. Indeed, that seems to be the case. I mistook you for a different individual. You have my apologies. Military personnel, preferably the kind who can provide me with updated orders, and decidedly not with, nor in the presence of, anyone who has ever been associated with Auntie's choice personnel.
I ended my association with Aunties of my own accord, if that makes you feel better. Ain't here to do you harm.
Or so you say. I gathered that you weren't here to fight just by looking at you. Otherwise, we wouldn't be engaged in polite conversation. And as a loyal subject, it is my honor to continue to perform my assignment as per my orders, even if the duration of my assignment here has been considerable. I am procuring my rations from the populace of local aquatic fauna using a simple baited trap and the mechanical leverage afforded by a rod. Fishing. Bah. Those who would, when there's a war to fight, are not worthy of being called soldiers of the Protectorate. I wish to once again take the fight to Auntie's alongside my fellows. However, my wishes are irrelevant against the needs of the Protectorate and my assigned duties. Additionally, it would do my heart some good to know that my warden and assigned squad companions are well. The Protectorate does not forget its own. Ever. If I have not received new orders, then I am precisely where I'm intended to be. I'll not hear more of such nonsense. Good day.